Jen here, and I have a layout for you for the Off the Board series. This is a series that Crystal from Pineapple Paper started. She did a 30-day challenge where she took inspiration from her own Pinterest boards, and it was such a great series that she decided to actually extend it. So once a month, a bunch of us go through our Pinterest boards and we look for inspiration that we can pull out of there. Everyone's got these Pinterest boards where they just keep pinning new things and kind of just hoarding all of these ideas. So this is a great series because it really challenges you to go through all of those boards and start using some of those pins, whether it's scraplifting some of the layouts that you might be pinning, or using sketches, using your mood boards, or even inspiration from other things, travel or whatnot. It's just a fun series. I love it because I kind of like to look back and see what kind of things I was interested in pinning 5 years ago and 6 years ago and stuff. So I came across this pin that you saw at the beginning of the video. It's a layout from Steffi Reid for Studio Calico. I absolutely adore Steffi Reid's style. It's very, I don't know, it's very clean. There's lots of white space, clean white backgrounds with just some touches of mixed media here and there. But then she also adds all kinds of really fun little details and textures, and I don't know, I just absolutely love it. So when I saw this one, I thought I definitely wanted to give it a try, give it a bit of a Jen touch, and see what I could do with it. So I started off, I had picked this picture of my daughter and her jazz class from last year at a competition that we were actually supposed to be at last weekend. So the weekend that I was working on this, the competition was postponed, like so many other things right now that are being canceled and postponed. And it was just really hard, and we were all kind of sad and missing it. It's something that's been part of our life for 8 years now, I think. And, you know, these kids put so much time and so much of their hard work and sweat and tears and heart into getting ready for competitions. So it's tough when they don't get to actually go through with it and show us all of this hard work that they've done. So my daughter kind of spent some time thinking about competition, and we laughed at some stories and jokes and stuff. We shared some pictures online, and then I thought, I'm gonna go ahead and scrap a picture from this competition. So I pulled out the purple and the blue from their costumes and the dance jackets that they're wearing. And I just used some gelatos and some kind of knockoff gelatos that I got at Michael's in the kids craft section, believe it or not. And I just smushed those onto one of my stamping blocks and kind of mixed these colors together to get something close enough to the purple and blue that are in the picture. And then I just used that big brush and kind of dabbed them across the top. I'm doing a 12 by 12 layout, and Steffi's I think is an 8.5 by 11. So the dimensions are a little bit different. So I guess that's one way that I'm kind of putting my personal touch on it, is that I'm changing the size of the layout. And then I'm also doing this little section here down at the bottom. So I know I want to use the feathers that you see on my right hand side, and they have some silver foiling to them. So I thought I would use silver as a bit of an accent color. So I matted my photo with it. I cut my photo down to, I'd say it's roughly 4 by 3. Cut that photo down, matted it, and then Steffi's entire layout is actually matted with a pattern paper in the background, but I didn't have enough of that silver to do that, so I just cut, it's about 3/4 of an inch off the bottom of the layout and put some silver there. So that's kind of my little nod to her matting her entire photo, or her entire layout. And then I thought I had a really thin wooden dowel. That's usually the kind of thing I keep in my little DIY container of stuff. But either I don't have any or I couldn't find them. So I decided to make my own little wooden dowel by taking some of that wood grain paper and just rolling it up. So you saw me kind of using the paintbrush to break the paper down a little bit so it was easier to roll. And then I just put a strip of tape runner right across the whole page and rolled it up until I got to that tape runner, cut where that kind of ended, and then I used some of my wet glue to kind of seal it really well. So I had to do 2 of those because that paper was a 6x6 paper pad. But they stick together almost seamlessly. So in the end, you can't even really tell that it's 2 separate pieces. And then again, I just took my tape runner, ran it across the paper, put a little bit of wet glue down there as well, and kind of stuck my fake dowel rods into that wet glue and tape runner. So the tape runner kind of held it in place temporarily until the wet glue could really dry and hold it. And that is stuck on there really, really well. It's not coming undone. It's not coming off the background paper. So I think it looks pretty cool. I also tied some black and white twine to each end to kind of create that hanger look. So I have my photo and then I had the feathers, and I just wanted a couple of extra, I don't know, shapes or textures or something a little bit different to kind of break up some of those feathers. So I went through the American Crafts Maggie Holmes sticker book. I knew that there was some blue in there, so I decided to see if I could pull a few things out. So I have a few of these little labels. I think that one says special day, and then this one here that I'm putting down, I think it says something about hearts. It's not in front of me right now, but it's maybe like you have my heart or something like that. Or oh my heart, I think maybe. So I kind of stuck those in. It just breaks up those shapes of the feathers. And those die-cut feathers I actually got at Dollar Tree. It's just their Dollar Tree craft brand. But they're really pretty and they have them in tons of different sizes. So I've just pulled out the smallest ones, but they actually have some that are like 5 inches long. So you could make some really big, fun embellishments as well. And you'll notice I keep looking back at the layout because I was trying to see, did she stamp her title? I'm pretty sure her journaling was typed right onto her background, but I was trying to figure out if she stamped her title or if she printed it on the background. In any case, I didn't really have a stamp that I thought would work, but I did have these foam words that I'm still trying to get used up. So I found the word friends, and then I just added little tiny alpha stickers that say dance. So the title is going to be Dance Friends. And now I need to find something to put up at the top to kind of look like the hanger that's holding this whole thing together. So of course I pulled out a bag of random stuff, like we all have, just Ziploc bags of random stuff sitting beside our desk, don't we? I actually think this is a bag that I took on a crop, and I had everything put in kits, and as I was kind of going through the kits, anything I didn't use I put into a Ziploc bag. So this is like a mishmash of leftovers from a bunch of different kits. But I found that big jewel and it's kind of silvery, so I thought that worked out really nice, especially because when you think of dance for me and medals and stuff, they usually always have names. Well, here it's high gold, gold, high silver, silver, and down. But we've been to dance competitions where it's been like ruby, diamond, jewel, that kind of thing. So I thought that the gem kind of worked nicely. And then I had a couple of these other little self-adhesive gems that were a similar kind of silvery color, not like a crystal clear, but more of a silver. So I decided to dot those around the layout. And then I also added some of that black and white twine down at the bottom where the white background meets the silver. I just felt like it was a nice way to kind of continue that twine. And that's it. That's my layout. There are links down below to everybody else who's played along today, so check them all out. If you have any questions, you can leave them for me down below as well. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Until next time, stay safe and happy scrapping. Bye.